Welcome to the fourth episode. Can you believe it? The fourth episode of the three-part Schmucks, and we are taking you on a journey. And it's true; it's incredibly average. It's an incredibly average journey of golf. Where I, Tim, and
Hi, Tom.
we are set out to break 100.
And 15.
121.
Far out.
Dear, oh dear. Look, let's just do a bit of a retrace here. At the end of our third episode, we spoke briefly about the scores that we were aiming to go for on the weekend at Toolwoods. And if I remember correctly, you can test me on this, but I'm pretty sure you said you're going to aim for about 106, was it?
I said like around 100. I wasn't like set on a certain score. I just said like I'm just gonna go around 100-ish.
Okay. And yeah. How'd that go?
See how we go. Yeah. Look, not well.
Spit it out. It's like something stuck in your throat, isn't it?
We said something along the lines of like about the 118 that I had the previous week.
This is true.
And like, what are you going to do if you don't do better than that? And I was like, it's not even possible. No way I could do worse than 118.
Couldn't possibly.
But turns out you can.
It can get a lot worse.
Yeah. I don't actually have the scorecard with me right now, unfortunately. So
I think you might have tossed it in the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I tossed it in the tip fire that was my game last weekend.
Look, as part of therapy on how to get over that game, we do still need to tell the listeners what you got. Spit it.
I got a respectable 121.
Look, we're mates, just taking the piss. That's fine. Look, we'll go through these. We go through these lulls.
I think I'm in one.
I went through one for about a year. I reckon in the year where I went through a lull, I said to myself, I'm never playing golf again.
Dude, it's been... It's funny, I was looking at like my score, my last 3 full rounds, and even a couple of 9-hole rounds I've done.
Yeah.
And it was almost like the lead up to the Pizza Ridge weekend. I was like trying to fix my slice hard.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've obviously just done something to my swing where I'm just not hitting the ball at all. And I think that was my biggest undoing on the weekend, was just actually connecting with the ball, whether it be a 9-iron or a driver. I just wasn't hitting the ball anywhere, let alone poorly. It was just,
It's sort of like a similar situation to what happened at Pete's Ridge, where I kept saying to myself how I thought I played really badly, and then you were like, I think you're being a bit hard on yourself. I think it's similar to that now. I think like roles have reversed, because as some of you might know, we've got a heap of footage from that game when we had the GoPro out. And I've been looking back at the footage, and you had quite a few good shots there. Most of them were off the tee, not with the driver. So the shorter 3s and 4s, you did quite well. I think where you really let yourself down, and we can maybe dive into this a little bit more, was probably from the second hole onwards. Your head just went down very,
I don't
very
know
quick.
what happened. It was the first shot of the day, because we walked into the pro shop at Tallwoods, and the bloke behind the counter, an old love who was there, was Genius up going like, oh, you boys will be fine. You'll do great. Look at you. Like, just because we're dressed nicely, but not professionals. Like,
Yeah. How many times do you reckon people were like, "You guys look like golfers"?
yeah, like walk to the
Mate,
first tee, up at 20 meters, lose my ball.
yeah, you have not seen us play.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
Yeah, look, that didn't do well. Like if you connected on that first one, it might have been a different story. Who knows?
I could have had a different day.
Completely different.
Yeah. But I think that as well was the nature of the way that we played that day. Was we just it was a mad rush to get there, and then it was a mad rush to the first tee, and then it was just quick, let's tee off, got to go, got to try and get 18 holes in before it gets dark, and that's not a great way to start.
Credit to us though, we got through the 18. Mine being that the 18th was pretty much pitch black, and we lost quite a few balls.
Like 4 balls.
Yeah, on that last hole.
Yeah.
But we did it. We finished it. We had to get the score.
It was still fun going to play golf with them, mate. Either way.
There you go.
We were reminding ourselves of that as we went around. Like, look where we are and what we're doing. We're having a good time. It's all good. It's all good. Even if you have got a triple bogey on the last 7 holes, you're having a good day.
It's a great day. Life is good, mate. Life is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad there were no cliffs about or anything that you could have just jumped off. Speaking of cliffs, though, it was a very hilly course. And that's what a lot of people told us when we got there. We said, we're just going to walk it. We're just going to walk it. And they're like, giving us all these looks. Like, what do you mean you're going to walk it? And we ended up doing 12 Ks, I think. And I can't remember what the elevation was, but it was up. And
200 meters elevation gain.
There you go.
There's a lot of uphill.
A lot.
Yeah. A lot of steep uphills. Like par 5s where you'd hit your third shot and then you'd be walking up the hill toward the green.
Yeah.
You'd go to play your next shot and your heart rate's at like 140.
Yeah.
Just up the hill.
It was, I'm not sure how I feel about those kind of holes, those uphill, long par 5s. Like, yeah.
No good for walking, that's for sure.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
even worse when you can only hit your 7-iron 50 meters.
Let's not talk about your 6-iron, which doesn't exist anymore.
No comment.
It kind of exists, but it's out of use permanently.
Fully exists. It's got a bit of a aggressive bend.
How did the bend occur? Did the bend happen from the throw or like a club thud?
No, I think it was from when I struck the ball because I was playing uphill, and it was a par 5. I was like 170 out.
Yeah. Oh, good chance. My 6-iron
on a 40-degree incline, and I just batted it so hard. I think I put from the impact of trying to hit the ball.
Oh.
And then
disaster ensued.
In other news, though, you claimed you were going to shoot a 102.
I did.
And you in fact shot a 102.
How good's that? Round of applause.
Yeah, well done.
It manifested that one, I'd say, just right off the bat.
We have very clear evidence from our 2 situations that manifesting doesn't do F all.
It doesn't clearly. Well, it depends on how you're manifesting, I suppose. We can maybe that can be a later podcast.
I don't know. When I was looking back on the footage from the first 2 holes, we were walking down the fairway the second.
Yeah.
And I was like, baby, I'm going to have the best day ever. So, if only I knew.
It's like the golf gods are like, do you hear what that guy just said? Let's fuck with him.
Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go. We got a couple of schmucks here who think they're going to have a good game.
Oh,
so yeah, Tall Woods. I think let's not muck about here. Let's give the listeners what they want.
Give the people what they came to hear.
The schmuck board.
Schmuck board.
Schmuck board.
All right.
So
I'm trying to find you, though. I've now lost you on my screen. This is great.
that's cool. I can still see you, so we're under control.
That's all that matters. All right. So overall quality of the course.
So yeah, okay. You kick it off, mate. You kick it off.
I went in with quite low expectations. Like I mentioned in the last episode, I'd spoken to my old man about it. He'd been there a few years prior. Said it needed a little bit of love. I think generally it's in good nick. I don't think it was moist in some areas. Like there was parts that are a bit muddy in that, but there's like paths around that, and it wasn't. It was only an issue because I couldn't hit off the tee that day, and I had to walk through the mud to get to my ball. But if you could actually, hit it further than 150 off the tee, it might not be a problem, right? So let's not let my bad game impact the score here.
Is this like your therapy? You're just letting it all out. Oh mate.
Oh.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the quality of the course.
Yeah, okay.
I thought the quality of the course was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, give it a score.
There was not done. There was like drinking water available as you went around. There was the little toilet huts that were there.
True.
Greens were great. Fairways pretty decent. Tee boxes were great. I'm going to give it a 4 for quality.
Okay.
How do you feel about it?
The purpose of
that live?
Yes, the purpose of the Schmuck board is obviously we go to all these different golf courses and we rate all the ones we've done, and we've done 3 so far. So we've done the Ridge one, Emerald Downs, and now Toolwoods. Are you saying that the Toolwoods is 0.5 better than Emerald Downs in terms of course quality? It's huge. 4 is a good score.
What would you turn it down for, though?
True. Look, I was going to go with a 3.5 because I'm waiting for like when we play at a really good course, the difference between a 5 and a 4 isn't. Do you know what I mean? It's not that much.
No.
So
what about like a 3.7 then?
Yeah, okay, because it was marginally better than Emerald Downs and leaps and bounds better than the Springs.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, 3.7.
3.7.
Give it.
All right. Overall enjoyment.
This could be looked at from 2 different angles.
I really enjoyed the course as itself and the whole package deal because every hole was very different.
Yeah.
So you'd have like one of those long uphill par 5s where it felt like this giant, long, big, never-ending stretch of fairway.
Yeah.
But you'd get up to the next tee and it was this elevated tee box on a really short par 4 with a bunker at 180 and trees on the other side, and you've gone from like a highway to this narrow little thing where you can't go short, you can't go like it just, I don't know, it kind of kept me really engaged with like for someone who's never been, what's next, where are we going, this is kind of fun, it's like a little adventure.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't like one of those courses where like for 5 holes in a row it's up and back and up and back. Like it's sort of it's actually set on quite a big piece of land, that 18. So there was a lot of opportunity for like variation in the holes. So I think this could get a good score here.
Yeah, especially like the first 2 holes, for example. That first par 4 just looks like a pretty stock standard kind of golf hole.
Yeah.
But then you come through to the second, and it's this tree-lined par 3.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
You've only got one option that's landed on the green.
Or on the cart path.
Yeah. Still get the 4 though.
Recovery of the day.
Recovery of the day, definitely.
Okay, so what's this? What's part 2 called again?
This is overall enjoyment.
Yeah,
we scored Emerald Downs here 4.5. Now I think that because the course is difficult, that makes it a little less enjoyable.
Because things can happen due to the difficulty.
You make a mistake there, you get punished.
Of course.
So
yeah, it wasn't like every hole was punishable. There were a lot of. It was quite kind to you on some, which we experienced. But I reckon a 3.5.
I'm going to say no, because we scored Pete's Ridge 3.5.
No way.
For overall enjoyment, because it is a pretty fun place to play golf, irrespective of the conditions.
Okay.
But I think as far as a course goes to play at, it's way better.
I agree.
I would say as far as enjoyment goes, if you had a cart, it'd be as good as Emerald Downs.
Yeah. Score it.
You have to go 4.5, same as Emerald Downs?
Yeah. I need to be better at looking at the Schmuck board previous scores. Mate. I haven't got it here in front of me, so this is an issue.
Okay.
But that's okay. Let me score first.
The next one's the Pro Shop.
So, yeah, it was
Take the compliments out of it.
well, do I have to?
The second we walked in, look at these two. Holy dooly.
It was a quaint little country pro shop.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, the guy there, the pro was super nice.
It was
very friendly, happy to chat, happy at handing out compliments left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And had a good range of stuff there. It was pretty nice, but quite small.
Yeah.
But out of the pro shops we've been to, I think this tops the previous two.
Yeah. I'm going to go 3.3.
3.3?
Yeah, we gave Emerald Downs 3.
Yeah. Okay.
5's like you got a drum and golf in your pro shop, right? Like.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Yeah, 3.3 sounds good to me.
All right, cool. Next up is core fee. So score to cost / quality. So the first 2 items that we score, which is quality of the overall course and the overall enjoyment versus the cost. So we paid $40, but that was a twilight.
Yeah.
There was no guarantee we're going to get the 18 holes in, and for shit we didn't.
Yeah, of course.
So,
no car either.
No, but from what I looked up, it's $50 for the round, $20 for a cart if you're splitting it between 2 people. So it'd be $70 for a weekend round.
Mm-hmm.
Which for me, for a course of that standard, is pretty fair, I think.
I'd say so too.
Given the quality of everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's about a 3. Because it's not super ridiculously good.
Yeah.
It's not. Maybe 3.5.
I think it's fairly priced, to be fair. I think I think you're not going to balk your eyes out when you get there and
No,
but at the end of the day, like once we finished, I'd be like, very happy to pay that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go. Ooh. So Emerald Downs got a 4.8 here. So I reckon we go like a 3.8.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Give it.
This is the one I've been most looking forward to discuss, is the 19th hole.
Me too.
And thank goodness I had such a horrible first line that we're having a beer before we go to the back.
Yeah.
And we got to sit down in the sunshine outside and have a schooner. Not like here's a can of Tooheys New Power. It was tap beer from a bar sat outside in the sun.
It was that good there that I did hint that we don't have to go play the back nine.
Yeah. But we both had to drive home, so what's the point?
Yeah, I know. But if we didn't, it could have been a different story. It was such a cool little setup, the outdoor area and the tables, and in between the nine and the in between the two, it was like set right in the middle. So you got like the driveway in, and then you got the front and the back nine on either side of it, and it just was so picturesque and like great beer selection too. I think there was like 7 or 8 beers on tap that we could have chosen, and like it was just a great place.
And I had a Parmigiana when we were done.
Yeah, Parmigiana, some garlic bread, a couple of beers, and yeah, so it was a good vibe inside as well. It turned into like a little pub where they had like, I think there was people there who hadn't even played golf. They just rocked up it's just like a little watering hole.
There was that little group outside that were absolutely peppered as well.
I know, and then I think they were heading back to because they had like on-site accommodation there as well. There was like those little
the group of oldies outside.
Oh, the group of oldies, yeah.
No, well, they just jumped in their golf carts and drove home.
Yeah,
that's what happened when we're on the 16th hole and we're teeing off. That's what they were driving up.
Yeah,
going home.
So good.
Yeah, I think the 19th hole.
This gets a good score, guys.
How do you improve on that 19th hole, man? Like it was.
Look, I'm going to score here. I'm going to go with a 4.7.
What would a 5 be?
We haven't been to enough golf courses yet to warrant a 5. I don't think.
If we were there on a weekend with the boys and we're settling in here for 4 or 5 hours in the sun for the afternoon, that's a 5, dude.
Yeah, but we weren't. We're talking about we
weren't, but the quality of the place could be a 5. Just because we didn't have a 5 experience doesn't discount that it is a 5.
I'm not prepared to say a 5 because I didn't have a meal there.
Oh, we're on 4.9 then.
I think a 4.8.
Oh.
Pull it back.
This is why decimals were a shit idea.
That's what?
This is why decimals were a shit idea.
You've been thrashing them this whole schmuck board.
Oh, do you want the total score here?
I'm very interested, to be fair.
It's beaten Emerald Downs.
Huge.
20.3 out of 25.
20.3 out of 25.
Yeah.
Guys, drop what you're doing right now and head out to Torwoods.
Yeah. But try and tee off in the morning so you can enjoy the 19th hole from 1 p.m. onwards.
And stay at one of the on-site accommodation huts there so you can get the full experience.
That's it.
I think that was one of our best schmuck boards. That just flowed lovely.
We've only done it twice, mate, so it's not,
Okay, so we also didn't do a little cheers because we're polar opposites this week because I've got a little coffee here and he's got the bucket of whiskey. Has this been your coping mechanism for this week?
No, not at all.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. No, I behaved myself.
Do you feel like you've expressed enough and you feel like you can get back out on the golf course soon?
I haven't swung a golf club. Well, no, that's a lie. I've had little practice swings in my backyard. I haven't hit a ball since the weekend. But I'm also hoping to play a bit of hockey this weekend. So I trained last night. I'm staying away from it this week.
Yeah.
But it hasn't destroyed my willingness to try again.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, I can tell you want to move on from that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm here to help.
We mentioned in the last episode that we were going to start the Schmuck KPIs.
Oh, the Schmuck KPIs.
And I've been doing some data entry.
This is what you're here for. Lay it out.
What's fun is every time we play a full 18 holes,
Yeah.
I'm entering in the amount of triple bogeys, the amount of blowouts, which is 4 over par or more, and the amount of 3 putts and the total score.
Okay.
So somehow I've gotten worse at golf because my scores have progressively gotten higher. As have my triple bogeys. My blowouts have gotten higher. My 3 putts have gotten higher.
You're just in a bit of a pullback phase. That's all it is.
I have no idea what's going on.
It's a pullback phase, and that is where it's
Yeah. So, I mean, just a quick recap.
Yeah.
Our last 3 rounds. The first round you went 107, then you went 112 at the Springs, then you went 102 at Torwoods. I, on the other hand, went 110 at Emerald Downs, but 10 of those strokes were 2 blowouts that I had, one of which was a 14 on a par 5.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for you.
That was very unfortunate. That kind of ruined my day. So that could have been a very different score that day had I not.
Which could have led into a different week following, leading into a different game. Like, it's so funny how all these things in golf, these like hairline moments, these little tiny little things can just shift your attitude to what you want to do the following week, or if you want to think about golf, go and play golf, anything. Like, for you, having such a terrible game, and then you're just like, no, I'm not touching anything for a week. It's so minuscule how
I think it's really interesting looking at this data, right? So on the weekend that we just played, I hit 121, you hit 102. So I had 7 triple bogeys, 4 blowouts, and I 3-putted 7 times. Compared to you had 4 triples, 2 blowouts, and 2 3-putts all day.
Yeah, okay.
So it's,
And
the margin between 121 and 102, it's not that.
It's not much.
It's one bad shot a hole.
Exactly right.
It's really not much.
Yeah.
And that's where I really want to get back into just hitting the ball.
But that's where
Not necessarily hitting it well, but just actually putting it somewhat further toward my goal than
That's the thing, Tom. You're not that. It's like you're not actually in that much of a lull. Like, if you think about it, if you went out and played again, all you need is just a couple of better shots, and you got a heaps better score at the end of the day. That's it.
Yeah. But like I said earlier, that front 9 at Torwoods, I went double bogey. Did I double?
Yeah.
Yeah, double bogey, and then it was triples or blowouts for the rest of the front 9.
Yeah.
Like, you rein that in. Just a little.
You're set.
You're fine. Just don't top the ball on the third and hit it 4 meters.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
mate. So, hey, before we move on, I just want to have a little chat, because after Saturday when we played at Torwoods, my wife wanted to go out and have her first ever game of golf. So we went to none other than the Emerald Downs. Emerald Downs gets such a good shout out here. And so we played the back 9, and it was great. Like, it was such a nice day. Like, it was like a mild 20 degrees or something. Sun was out, and it was a little busy, so that was a little bit stressful at the beginning. But once we sort of got in our groove, I had a great day. And
that's good.
The funny part about all of this is that later in the week, Ellie reached out to me and she said, I've been thinking about the game on Sunday and I really want to get back out there and play again. I'm like, Welcome to the slippery slope of golf.
Yeah.
It's like just a little vortex just spinning around and you just can't climb out of it.
You walking around the house going, one of us, one of us.
I went in the kitchen the other day and saw her practicing a golf swing.
Did you get sad? No. I mean, sick holding
It's close.
a pair of tongs like,
Yeah.
oh.
No, when we're both chatting to each other, we're both just practicing golf swings without even realizing.
There was a reel getting around a while ago that I saw where it's like when you're friends with a guy that's just obsessed with golf and he's in conversation about lunch, just like holding his arms like, yeah, so I had this burger at this shop the other day. It was really great.
Isn't that the one where it's like, it's all the different sports though? Because, you know, like when, like, it's very common for people just be like, just doing like practicing their golf swing, but they're like, imagine if he was practicing basketball. So you're like, oh yeah, so I was at this barbecue the other day. He just done that all baseball. Yeah. It's like hitting the ball, all these different sports.
Yeah.
But it's something about golf where you always just randomly start practicing your swing.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Like today, I put my head up against the wall and practice that one where you don't move your head. I'm like, I just have to stop for a second and go, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm obsessed. Yeah. That's what I'm obsessed.
I'm not sure if I said it on the podcast, and it's why I'm not trying to do it too much this week. I remember for the first time ever in my whole life, like I've played hockey since I was 8 years old. I picked up a stick, an ice hockey stick, and I was like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
Because I'd played that much golf and I'd been to the range that many times and I'd been practicing in the backyard that much. I was like, this is the first time this has ever felt foreign to me. Like I need to put my hands together and hold it like a spud.
Yeah. How interesting.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
How did that make you feel?
Nervous.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to go train with my team and I feel like I need to hit a puck like a golf ball.
What the fuck have you been doing, Tom?
Yeah. What are you doing, dude?
Where have you been?
Yeah.
Hey, so let's talk about our guy.
The new kid on the block. This is going to be the most seamless transition into pro golf you've ever heard.
Let's go.
Min Woo Lee. Woozer.
The Woozer.
Oh, I've just thought of the Mighty Ducks when Kenny Woo. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. Hey, just before we move on to this, have you heard about the story of the Goldberg, the
he was a crackhead, wasn't he?
A crackhead, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only like 3 years ago he got himself out of the hole, like, yeah. And it was due to fans of the movie were reaching out to him that much. I think I saw an interview. Yeah, like everyone went searching for him, and like this cult following of the Mighty Ducks went out and reached out to him and found him and helped him and everything. And he was in this interview the other day just saying how all these people came and pulled him out of this hole that he was in. And yeah, it's incredible. Wow.
Isn't the world such a beautiful place sometimes?
Yeah, it is. And yeah.
That's really cool.
Love it.
Not every crackhead can have an army come to save them, though.
This is true. Yeah. Only the Goldbergs get saved.
So Min Woo Lee.
The Woos.
I've got some paperwork here.
Let's tell the people about Min Woo Lee, because look, a lot of people might know about who he is or anything, but for those that don't, do you want to just...
Yeah, dude, I literally only learned about him the week before the US Open when I was looking at the Australians who were playing.
Yep.
And obviously his name stuck out because it's not a very standard Australian name.
But it's a name that we've heard before. Did you know that Min Woo Lee is the brother of two-time major champion Minjee?
You can't say I've heard of him either, mate.
No, that's his sister.
What?
Minji
Yeah, I knew
Lee.
his sister was on the ladies' PGA.
Yeah, did you know that? Okay, there you go. Just
You
checking.
said he's the brother of. I thought you said his brother. Sorry. My bad.
Go on.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so he is from Fremantle. He's a 98 model, so he'd be turning 25 this year.
I love that.
But yeah, he's just got a run this year in the PGA, which is super cool. And he went to the Honda Classic in February, tied for 26.
Yeah.
Then he got an invite to the Arnold Palmer Invitational. He missed the cut on that, no good. But then still got into the Players Championship, tied for 6th, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He then missed the next 3 cuts, which was the Masters, the RBC Heritage, and the AT&T Byron Nelson. So, bit of a bad spell there. But then at the PGA Championship, tied for 18th. The Charles Schwab Challenge, tied for 40th. Then at the US Open, he tied for 5th, which we spoke about last week.
Yeah.
Crazy good achievement. And then at the Travelers Championship, which he only got into because he qualified for that through the US Open, he tied for 9th.
Yeah. So in the last month, he's pocketed 2.2 million. The Woozer is heading to the boozer, that's for sure.
Yeah. Beers on min.
Stop. Stop it. But yeah,
I'm so excited to have an up and coming Aussie who's just crushing it.
Yeah, he's got the mullet. He has got one of the most beautiful drives as well.
Yeah, mullet mustache combinations, something else.
He just creams it. And what he posted on his socials the other day about his favorite shot of the US Open. Did you see that one? I can't remember what hole it was. It was the par 5, was it? Where he drove it like 400 odd yards, I think it was. And got to within like...
I've got Woozer on Instagram. I'll look it up.
Have a look at it. It is a special piece of golf, that is for sure. But yeah, so he's on fire. So he's saying Europe is next on his agenda. British Masters this week. And
I wonder why he wants to get out of the PGA.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, unless it's like it's something to do with career progression, and if he goes to Europe, he can get more practice on. I don't know. I don't understand that move, but he's on fire. So I think out of the Australians, he's like the 4th highest earner this year, behind Scott and Day and Cam Smith. Yeah, it was really cool. I was watching the Travelers Championship the other day, and they give the players the earpiece now, walking up the fairway every now and then.
Yeah,
and they gave it to him and they interviewed him, and they were saying, how has growing up in Fremantle impacted your game? Because there's all the winds that come through every afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And he was saying that because of that, he'd go out and practice after school or whatever, and he'd have to shape for the wind constantly because the Fremantle doctor comes through and it just blow your ball off to the next fairway.
Yeah,
so
right.
He's getting to these tournaments in the US where it's a dead still day, there's zero wind, and he's looking at it going like, how do I need to shape this ball? And it's like, shit, I'm just going to hit it straight.
Yeah.
And he's having like a few issues with just putting it down the middle because he's so used to going, I've got this big wind coming in from the left. I'm just going to...
How interesting.
What a high-quality problem, hey?
What an issue to have.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. Got to worry about how much I push it into the wind.
Yeah, I could only do that if it was ice.
He's our guy, and I think we'll continue to closely monitor Min Woo.
I think we should.
Yeah,
I think it's the Australian way to get behind the local, and we do it with Kim Smith, and we've done it with probably every other Australian golfer throughout the years, and it's just...
That's just what we do, isn't it?
Yeah, Aussies are pretty patriotic about their sporting people.
Yeah.
Such as our cricket team.
Do we want to do a quick live score check?
I'd love to do that. Did you see the wicket before the start at Lords?
Of who?
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Green.
The pitch at Lords?
It's Forest.
Yeah.
What a contrast between the first and the second test.
Yeah, dude.
Stark is going to lap that up.
Who?
Mitchell Stark.
What'd you call him?
Stark. I called him by his name.
I was like, the fuck is Duck?
Yeah, Mitchell Duck is going to have a great game.
Oh.
Have you got your phone close by to you?
I do, mate.
Fill us in.
Didn't you say Smithers was almost on 100?
Well, yeah, last I checked, he was on 86, not out.
And that was at Stumps yesterday, was it?
Yeah, I started watching just the beginning of it before we jumped on here.
Australia are on 416 on 100 overs. Wow, wait.
Was it Cummins and Smith still in?
Hang on, whoa, I'm getting there. Pat Cummins not out for 22. Everyone's out. Steve Smith got 110.
Good on you, mate.
Cameron Green got a duck.
He has not done well, has he? Do you think
please?
Because he before this he was in the IPL. So
Cam
Green, yeah.
Right.
There's obviously a huge difference between India pitches.
Yeah, there would be.
And then coming across to England and playing on those pitches, he clearly just hasn't been able to handle like the transfer over, has he?
No. Much better effort collectively from the Australian batsmen this test so far, though. David Warner got 66. Usman only got 17, but, he carried his weight last test, so he deserves that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Labuschagne got a 47. Smithers got a 110. Travis Head got 67. So that's...
Yeah. Doing much better. Much better. Good score at Lords to start off the second day. Take that.
Yeah, for sure.
Get around that.
I'm going to get around that. Hey, just a quick one before we end.
Yo.
Did you do your homework?
I think you're cutting out a little, actually.
No, I'm definitely not cutting out.
You're going a bit blurry. You can't quite hear.
I watched episode 1 again in preparation for this just to be a great teammate.
You're not the only one hounding me about this.
Who else is?
Ellie.
Is she really? Because she wants to do it too. She's got the bug.
She's like, Tom's going to be angry with you. I almost felt like I couldn't show my face tonight.
Oh.
What is wrong with me?
Deliberating with yourself? What am I going to do?
I've been chewing my fingers this whole podcast waiting for you to ask me that question. No, I haven't watched it. I'm sorry to you and everyone that I've let down. I aim to be better.
I'm just going to quickly commentate Tony Finau teeing off the 10th par 4 at whatever course this is. I don't even know.
Has he got the Air Jordans on?
No, they look like SB Dunks.
Yeah, right. I love his shoe game.
Yeah, Nike do some cool golf stuff, eh?
They do. I'm ready to go around it.
Brooks Koepka, his kit sometimes is...
It's swoosh. On that note, Schmuck's
on that note, we should wrap it up. Next episode, we are doing something a little different.
We are doing something a little different, and you can keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see.
We'll
But it
be
won't be.
we'll be discussing this later in the week, and yeah, just stay tuned.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we haven't really figured out exactly what it looks like yet either. So, surprise for everybody.
We will get there. And look, I'm excited. To be honest, that's it. Just keep the excitement. Let's go. Schmucks.
Here we go. Schmuck's
Long
out.
out. Schmucks. Schmucks.